What's going on, my crew? This is Rusty, and welcome to another episode of Rusty Builds. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about what the future plans are for this area, and maybe doing a little bit of building. Hopefully, that's the whole point of the episode, right? So, I'm gonna have to get a little bit of food here. But I did a little bit of a weird thing. I filmed an episode last night that's gonna come out tomorrow because I was all the way out in the sea over that way trying to find coral to use as a building block. And I found some other things that were of cool interest, so I decided to film that. And that went not so great. But it should make for some really good filming. So wanted to talk to you guys about a few gameplay changes that I want to make. And we'll go ahead and we'll walk around. And I'll show you what I built as we do that. The first game change that I was thinking of making... Is it really going to be bedtime? Okay, well, we're going to talk about it as we go to bed. The first major change I want to make to the gameplay is I want to make it so that I have to... I can't heal without golden apples. Oh, right. I almost forgot. I made a little base down here. We'll talk about that in a second. If I can actually get down here. Come on. Yeah, so essentially what I've got going on is if we make that happen, then it'll make getting gold a lot more useful, and it kind of really, in my opinion, improves the adventure side of gameplay. So that's a change I really want to make. My voice just cracked. What the heck is that? So going to the building side, one of the things I did in this area is add a little bit of danger. Kind of make it so that we avoid going to this area. But as you can see, a lot of overgrowth going on here. And I've added these little huts for the people to stay and sleep. And they've been overgrown, their roof has caved in, and have a lot of these little bunk beds where they were obviously sleeping, kind of disheveled, and a little chimney. And I think, yeah, I've got a few things in here. Moving over. Ow, 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 ow. This is why you don't want to walk through here. This just reminds me a lot of, like, adventuring in real life. There's a lot of thorns in the summertime that grow up around abandoned buildings, and yeah, you sometimes don't notice them. This one's a little bit more empty. I might add some, like, framing for where the beds might have been, but I want it to look like, you know, beds destroyed and stuff. And things are growing into the building. And at some point we need to actually add some tree growth into the top here, is what I want to add next. I gotta say, I don't really like this new look of the oxidaisy. It looks like an egg. Like a fried egg. Anyways, let's talk about what I want to get to in this area, because this is going to be our next area, as you can see. So if we come over here, one of the things that I want to do is add these piles, and a little bit slow to the uptake here, but I just learned that there are now stairs and half slabs with stones. So I originally made this pile just to show you guys, like, the concepts that I wanted to do. But now, this can get a lot nicer, just by doing a few of these things, which is pretty cool. And I'm really excited about that, because they can make it, you can make it a lot more interesting now. So yeah, we've got these little piles of stone that have been mined out, and then we're gonna add a much larger dock in this area that will be used to push things or bring things over to the next kingdom. Oh, one of those guys. These guys come really often. Let's see. Sometimes they give me leads. Oh, this guy's come before. So yeah, I want to work on the idea of a dock today. We've got the birch that way. But just to kind of plan, I figured we could use some oak because that's what I have the most of. It's going to take me some time to actually get some birch trees cut down. But there is a birch forest, I think, somewhere over this way. So, it won't be too hard. But I was definitely thinking that these guys would go out at least to right about... Nope, I didn't want to do that. To right about here-ish. Just so that we can have the ships kind of coming in and docking. That one, this one, and this one. And I don't think we need one in the middle, because that would just look awkward. And then I was thinking one more. Well, no, because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these out and make them 5x5. And then one of the things we'll probably do is we'll probably put a ship that's broken down but still floating out here. And we know, whatever we know that this world, the Minecraft world here, is, is very old, and that they've mostly been doing ships for transportations and railways. So we're also going to build a railway system going through here, so that the stuff that they mine out, they'll bring up and come through here. So what I'm doing here in this base is I wanted to be able to get away from the outside world, and I wanted to keep the base in this area for right now. So I made this little bunker, and we're going to use it as a bunker and make it nice, make it pretty, just so that we do have something that we can kind of walk away from. And not everything is going to look as broken up and everything as that up there. Some of the things we build will look pristine, but if it's pristine, I want it to be because it's being lived in, rather than out here where we're just making an abandoned structure, which most things that we're going to be building are going to be these abandoned structures because there aren't anybody living here. Go and start to maybe make some good pathways and move the trees around a little bit to make it look overgrown, but not this sort of hodgepodge feeling here. So at any rate, guys, next episode hopefully we'll do much more building rather than the planning, and we'll see what we see then. But until next time, guys, happy mining and crafting.